Hello everybody, welcome to another World of Warship Blitz videos. This is in the Tier 5, the Jianwei, which is the Tier 5 Pan-Asian destroyer. This will probably be the last video I do of this particular destroyer. I am finding that the tech tree Pan-Asian destroyers are nowhere near as much fun as the premium versions because, well, I'm not really a big fan of deep water torpedoes. I do like destroyer-on-destroyer knife fighting, and torpedoes are an important part of that. Now, a lot of you will say, but you can't hit destroyers with torpedoes. That's exactly true. It's very, very rare to hit a destroyer with torpedoes. You can frighten them with torpedoes, and that's all that really matters. So in the Unshan, for example, I will often use the torpedoes to block a line of travel so that I can get my guns and to deprive them of their guns, or just the threat of having torpedoes. Now obviously with the deep water torpedoes that can't hit destroyers, there is no threat. And why this guy isn't just charging me and blasting me with torpedoes, I have no idea, but I'll take it and run. And go and find something with a slightly deeper draft than a destroyer. And someone else can deal with that. Unshan. But anyway, so this is the Tier 5. It is like all Pan-Asian destroyers, they're actually pretty good ships. So, although I'm not a big fan of deep water torpedoes, as I'll repeat, they are quite capable and quite versatile ships, really. So their guns are good, their agility is good. They're not actually bad ships. They haven't got major weaknesses like the Japanese torpedo boats have a major weakness, especially at higher tiers, in that their guns rotate really slowly, have real slow firing. And the torpedo reload is huge, so unless you really know what you're doing, you can actually have games where you fire off torpedoes and hit basically nothing. These at least have reasonable guns. But yeah, so I'm working my way up the line. The Fushin is next. Now I have the Unshan, which is the Tier 6 Premium. I'll have the Fushin, which is the Tier 6 Tech Tree, and I'll be able to do a direct comparison. I'm pretty sure I know how that's going to turn out, but I'll at least pretend to be mildly, I'll pretend to be impartial when I go through the process. Here we go. So we've got a battleship, and we're going to try and get ourselves some nice deep water torpedo hits on it. I've got some deep water torpedo hits somewhere. Well, okay then, I won't get any deep water torpedo hits on it because it's gone. Yeah. So, I mean, the Pan-Asian destroyers, they're reasonably good at scouting. As long as you keep the distance open a little bit so that you don't get sort of hampered by the fact the other guy has torpedoes that can wipe you out, they're sort of okay at knife fighting. You wouldn't want to take on a Soviet or a German destroyer. But yeah, and the Fushin, of course, will get some smoke, and well, I'm a British cruiser main captain, and I know I like using smoke. Anyway, we're going to try and see if we can get some last cheeky torpedoes against these battleships. So that Fuso has obviously done a lot of damage to our New Mexico, taking them down. I don't want to be taken down, although we're ahead on caps. There's no point in only 2 hits there. Guy knew what he was doing and steered away from it. 1 hit against the other one. So we're slowly racking up the damage. 2 minutes and 23 seconds to go. I mean, these guys, if I was these guys, I know that there's going to be torpedoes coming in. And I know when they'll be firing them as well. It's when I turn away. So, I'm not going to turn in. Wow, that hurt. Oh, that hurt quite a lot. Anyway, so yeah, it's quite fast. It's quite agile. The torpedoes are great against larger targets. But yeah, it's not my thing. Yeah, I'll be sticking with the Anshan, which is sort of one of my go-to ships if I need a win. This Nuremberg is going to use torpedoes of his own, much shorter range torpedoes, but it's a very wounded looking ship. And it's the barnacle scraper here versus the Fuso. This should be relatively short. Well saved, because that Nuremberg was yeah, he's guaranteed to come off second in that, especially seeing as his torpedoes were gone. Anyway, we got the most damage for the team, 64,000, so a reasonable lot of damage. So I certainly carried my weight, got 2 capture points, most damage, 17 torpedo hits. It is a nice ship, so if you are into such things, the Pan Asian line really is worth getting, so don't let my opinion put you off. Yeah, I'm glad to have finally added that to my video catalogue so that I can round out that little area.